Friends, in VLOOKUP function, have you ever thought that last parameter which we give here, 0, why we give it as 0, why not 1? So to understand this carefully, let's analyze the VLOOKUP function. So whenever we type VLOOKUP function, the parameters that we are required to give are, first one will be lookup values. So we compare these values over here. Okay, and then we give table array. Then so in this case, the lookup value will be this value. The table array will be your data, which will be this table, and column index number. So if I want to get data for employee name, we put 2 as a value because employee name stands at second column. And then lastly, we give here 0. Why 0? Because we want exact match to be done against the tables, meaning these employee codes, when they will be searched here, the values should be exactly match, and wherever they are matching, the respective records information should be pulled out here. That is the reason we give exact match as an option. And for exact match, it is said that we should be giving false. Now for either we can type false here, or we can put 0, 0 for false, 1 for true. Okay, so because we want this 10,001 as a value to be exactly compared here, and that's the reason we put exact match. We select exact match as an option. So you must be having a question in which scenario I should be using 1 as an option. To make it understand in better way, like where we should be using 1 as an option, I have one scenario here with me. So in this scenario, what we have is we have a table where we have values populated. There is a column called grade, and now we want to give grades to these employees basis on the loan amount. Okay, so if you see loan amounts, we have various values for the people, like 1,75,000 for first person, then employee with the code 10,002 has loan value as 50,000. So based on loan value, I need to give grade, and to give this grade, there is a criteria given. So see here, it is a criteria. So if a loan is between 25,000 to 1 lakh, the grade should be given as D. If it is between if it is between 1 lakh to 2 lakh, it should be C. Between 2 lakh 1 to 3 lakh, it should be B, and above 3 lakh, it should be A. So with this criteria, I want to give grades. Now, of course, if you look into this scenario, it is somewhat similar scenario that we saw in previous example, like these values to be compared here, and for that the grades to be extracted and to be populated in this column. But in this case, see what is the issue, these numbers, okay, these values are numbers, and the values present in this area, they are not numbers. Although it seems to be number, but it's a text because it has a hyphen in between. Yeah, it's a range which we have populated there. So number cannot be compared with text value ever. Okay, if you want to compare two values, both of them will have to be in same format. So then how to work around this? So I'll show you here how we can apply the VLOOKUP, and how to extract the grades in these cases. Okay, so if we want to go ahead with this, what we need to do is ensure that the ranges which are populated, they are in ascending order. It has to be in ascending order. Okay, and secondly, whatever ranges you have, you need to go recreate this table. So here I'm going to recreate that table. So whatever lower limits of these ranges are there, you need to populate here. So what first range lower limit is 25,000. So I'll put 25,000 here. Okay, second range lower limit is 1 lakh 1. So I'll put 1 lakh 1. Then third one is 2 lakh 1. So we'll do that too. And lastly, it is 3 lakh 1. So we'll put here 3 lakh 1. And the grades, I'll just copy them as it is in the grades area. So now I can say that this is my criteria, and for this criteria I need to fill in this data. I need to search this loan amounts here and get the data for the grades, and populate those values here. How do we work with this now? Okay, we say equals VLOOKUP. Lookup value will be this value. Of course, I need to compare loan amount, so taking that as a lookup value. Table array will be this small table which we just created. So I'm selecting that table. Of course, I'm going to copy this formula down. So I need to ensure that the reference which I have selected as a table should not move down. So I'm just simply locking this. So how do we lock? We convert the relative reference into absolute reference. We have already a video posted on this channel. If you wish to go through this video, there's a link there in I button at top. You can watch that video. Anyways, so table array. comma, column index number. So I want to extract data for grade in from this table, so which is column number 2. So I'm putting here 2. Okay. And lastly, see these values to be compared here. Now 1,75,000 is not a value found in this, if you see. Okay, it's not exact comparison. We'll not be finding exact value. The value to be checked in between the numbers, it's in a range, and that is why we need to go for approximate match in this case. Okay, there in such scenarios you will be using 1 as an option. Okay, for 1, when to use 1, I told you 0 for false, 1 for true. Now 1 here, when I give here, means I'm saying that okay, we look I'm telling VLOOKUP that okay, you look for the values according to approximate match option. So here if I put 1, what it's going to do, these values will be compared here, in between which value the respective value falls, and accordingly the respective grade will be fetched and will be populated here. Let's see. If I hit enter, it's extracting data and it's populating C as a value. Is it correct? See, 1,75,000, it fits in between this range, and for that we are having grade as C. Now if I double click on this fill handle, you will get that it's getting data for all records. And if you just verify one or two, like if I talk about say the 75,000, so 75,000 fits in this range, the first one, and the grade is D. So this is how it's working. So whenever you want to compare a value in a range of value, you should be using the concept of VLOOKUP with 1 as option. There are certain steps I told you. The ranges are supposed to be in ascending order. Okay. And then once you have ranges in ascending order, ensure you take the lower limits of those ranges in the table, and then apply your VLOOKUP with 1 as an option. You'll definitely get that information. So remember, whenever you want to compare a value with range, go for a concept of VLOOKUP with 1 as an option. I hope you have understood this concept, and if you have understood it, please like this video, share it between your friends and families, and also in case if you wish to see this kind of videos in future, I request you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.